Welcome everyone to our special HELULA of Moreno Rabbeinu, the Baal Hatanya Akadosh, Rabbeinu Shneur Zalman Miladi. I believe Ben Rivka. I think his mom's name was Rivka. Amen. Amen. And today is also the HELULA of Miriam HaKoveset, a big tzaddiket in the 20th century in Israel, in Yerushalayim, Yerakodesh. She died without having children. So it's a very big sigula and a bracha to make a HELULA for somebody who died without having kids. Because technically speaking, if we're here 50, 80 years later making a HELULA for somebody that didn't have children, it's a siman that she had a big shorish neshama. Story goes, what's hakoveset? Koveset at a laundromat. She was the launderer. She used to make laundry lady for all that tzaddikim inside Yerushalayim. That was her job. She used to make money, like olden time dry cleaners. She used to take everybody's laundry, make laundry, and she used to give it to them. Her name was Miriam. She specifically was very close to the Hasidic court of the Zavil Rebbe, Rav Shlomka Mizavil. He's a very big tzaddik, he was. And his koveset, his laundry lady was Miriam. And she used to see miracles coming inside his house all the time. Used to bless people, this, that. And people used to come. He had a chatzer, he had a tish, he had a courtyard. He had people coming to his shiurim, to his thing. What happened was that she went to the Rav Shlomka Mizavil, the Zavil Rebbe, and she said to him, Rebbe, bless me. Bless me to have a child. He always put her to the side. Kabuta bi, bracha v'atzlucha. You know what I'm saying?
Bua.
Yeah, bua.
How old is she?
She was getting older and older. And she never gave up. Always asking, bless me for kids, bless me for kids, bless me for kids. At the end, he said to her, I can't bless you for children. She said, why? The legend goes that he told her, if you're going to have a child, he's going to die very young. She said, even so, bless me. Even if that's the case, yeah, still give me a beracha for children. And he blessed her, and so it was. She had a child, and he died not far off from that. Before bar mitzvah, he passed away.
Baby or mama?
The child.
Baby.
The child. And ever since, but she never gave up hope. She still used to ask and daven and daven and daven and daven that she should have kids, because Hakadosh Baruch Hu, He's the one with the key of the children. As the Gemara Masechet Ta'anit says, 3 keys are in the hands of Hashem: Zivug, Parnasa, and children. 3 keys are in the hands of Hashem. Nobody could grant you these 3 things. Only Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Connect. Only Hashem. Hashem signs off. There is a malach in Shamayim. His name is Safrikel. Safrikel. When we do in Aseret Yemei, we say Oseh HaShalom Bimromav. Why do we say Oseh HaShalom Bimromav? Because the Ari says there's a malach called Safrikel, and his name, I'm not saying exactly, I'm saying Saf, it's really an Aleph Lamed. He has to sign off on all your deeds. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Aseret Yemei, when you say Oseh HaShalom, that's his number. Okay, so she still used to pray. She never had kids. She died childless. She's buried right next to Rav Yitzchak Kaduri, maybe a 5-minute walk from Rav Yitzchak Kaduri over there, up the mountain in Har HaMenuchot. She had a kid, according to one legend. She had a kid. According to another, she never had any kids. Whenever a person used to come to the Zavil Rebbe, he used to say, "Bless me with children." He said, "Don't come to me. Go to her. She has the power. She has the key. She has the formula to bless a person with children." Why? But she never had children herself. The answer is, all your tefillah don't go to waste. Really? Person who davens for zivug, davens for parnasa, davens to be, I don't know, big talmid chacham, whatever he davens, the yeladim tzadikim. How much Rabbi said we have to daven that we should have yeladim talmidei chachamim v'tzadikim. Even not talmidei chachamim, they should be tzadikim, kiddushim, tehorim. They should be yeladim, shomrei Torah, shomrei mitzvot. Yeladim, I have a tefillah, it says our children should listen to their teachers. Amen. Our children, they should listen to their parents. Amen. It's a blessing to have a child like that. How much we have to daven for that? And if a person davens for a lot for one thing, it doesn't happen to him. he gets the power to bless other people to have that. Why? Sometimes you don't have the zechut. Why? You have a tikkun to do in this world. You have to suffer. Why? In the last Gilgul, you made your teachers over there. You let out the atomic bomb. You let out the schnitzel. You let out the schnitzel. In that case, the Chachamim say a person must suffer. A person, put your hands down. A person must suffer in this world. Why? Why does a person come to a Gilgul? Whoever listens to Shara Gilgulim. Why does he come down to this world? To relive those opportunities. I was teaching Shara Gilgulim. We were in Shiur number, Gabriel? 9, right? Number 9. Should be to your zechut. To your zechut. We were in Shiur number 9. And we said over there, a person could switch his Shoresh Neshama. How? If you do a mitzvah or a davar, a tzedakah, a Torah, something, a chesed, something big like a certain tzaddik that from a long time ago, that it's not from your Shoresh Neshama, he will come down to you. There was a famous story. There was a rabbi called Rav Shmuel, time of the Ariya Kadosh. He walked inside the Ariya. He wrote a book called Midrash Shmuel. He came inside the Ariya Kadosh. The Ariya Kadosh stood up for him. Ariya Kadosh. You know what the Ariya Kadosh is stand up for you is? That's like Moshe Rabbeinu. Ariya Kadosh, Moshe Rabbeinu is Neshama. The Shara Gilgulim. He stood up for him. So Rav Chaim Vital, his student, said, how come you're standing up for him? He said, you didn't see with him came the Neshama of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair? He said, no, I didn't see. He says, yeah, he has the Neshama, Rabbi Pinchas, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's father-in-law is inside of him right now. God, what did he do? He ran after. Yeah, Ari saw. He ran out. Rav Chaim Vital ran after. He said, what mitzvah you did? What mitzvah did you do? Tell me, what did you do today? He said, Mama Asecha. He said, I don't know, what did I do? What did I already do? I worked tefillin today. I answered 90 amens. I said 100 brachot. I answered 10 kadishim. I did 4 kiddushas. What did I already do? I did the same thing that everyone does. No, you did a specific mitzvah today. I tell you, I made a mitzvah today. I heard, when I was walking to shul, I heard some people crying inside a house. Just out, he knocked on the door and he said, what's going on over here? Robbers came inside the house, stole everything from them. Even they were wearing pajamas. They don't even have clothes to wear. He said, I took off my clothes. I gave the father my clothes. He should go find.
It says rabbi?
Yeah, this rabbi, Rav Shmuel Ozida, his name was. I made a chesed. I took off my own clothes. I gave it to him. I went home. That's why you see I'm dressed in the clothes of Shabbat. I gave him the clothes off my back. There was a rabbi in the Gemara, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's father-in-law, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. That's the mitzvah he used to do. Chaim says, now I understand. That's why you were zochet to the ibur neshama of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. It's not his neshama. It's not his shoresh, but he was zochet to move his neshama to higher levels. We were learning in Shara Gilgulim this past yesterday. We learned that a person could change his shoresh neshama. You could change who you are. You could get to a different level. You could be zochet to more neshamot. You could be zochet to more mitzvot. You could be zochet to more olam haba. A person passes after 120 years. We have to be honest with each other, guys. Either you believe in olam haba or you don't. If you don't believe in olam haba, throw in the hat. You have nothing to do in here. If you don't believe in olam haba, forget it. You have nothing to do over here.
But you say you can change it yourself.
That's what I'm trying to teach you guys right now. If you believe in olam haba, I'm telling you guys right now, you could get to the front section, front row in front of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. How are you going to be zochet to that? If you're going to accept upon yourself and you're going to be consistent in the mitzvot, consistency. I'm telling you something crazy. I'm telling you something Goyim tell you, la'avdil. If a person wants to work out, lose weight, gain muscles, what does he have to be? He has to be consistent. I'm telling you, use that. I said, they got it from us. You have to use that chokhmah for yourself. Be consistent. You dedicate yourself to a shiur Torah, even if you have a party that night. I remember when I was more than 10 years ago. I was dating my wife and I used to go to a shiur in Williamsburg. I think it was every Wednesday night we used to go to shiur and Shara Kavanot in Williamsburg. And I used to go over there, and one night the Rebbe said over there, my wife said, my cousin's Kan Huri over there. I said to myself, listen, I have a shiur, but it's my future wife over there. I was engaged to her already. I said, no, it's Nipriyad, this is my future. I gotta go to the Kan Huri. When I came the next week to see the Rebbe over there, you know how angry he got at me? I guarantee you everybody over here would never go to that shiur ever again. That's how angry he got at me.
You mean face to face?
Face to face. When I came the next week to him, where were you? It's a shiur kavua, he said. You must come to the shiur. You have to break all the satans to come to the shiur. And it makes you higher in the neshama. When I got married, Rabbi Isai, when I was dating my wife, HELULA, I used to wear jeans. What was the difference? Jeans, no jeans? What's the big deal? It's a pair of pants, for the love of God. That's the way I saw it. I don't know. Now, remember, guys, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm telling you a personal story right now. Personal story.
Don't get offended.
Don't get offended, exactly. So I used to go to the Rebbe's shiur, and I asked the Rebbe, I said to him, come be an Ed in my wedding. I want a kosher Ed. I want a chazak Ed. I told him. He says, Shalom. Shalom, Bar Yochai, he used to say. He was Syrian. Bar Yochai. He said, you promised me never to wear jeans again. I looked at him, I said, what's the difference? Jeans, no jeans. It's pants, for the love of God. And I say it's comfortable, to tell you the truth. Today I can't wear it from my life. I can never fit myself. Whatever the case is, I can't wear it. And I'm not wear it anyways. But the point is, he said, make a neder, Eliyahu, he said. Make a neder. You're never going to wear it again in your life. I said, you're serious? He said, yes, you're never going to wear it again. I said, I didn't say this. I said, give him a handshake. I'm never going to wear it again in my life. And he came to my wedding to be an Ed. And ever since that day, I never wore it. And you know what? I tell you the truth, it changed my life.
Really?
It changed my my ashkafa.
Did he tell you the reason why?
No, I didn't have to. I lived it. I lived the reason. I lived. The Rebbe said it, you did it. I never ever bothered my Rebbe. In my life, I never bothered him with questions, with this, with hashkafa. Whatever he said, I did. He said to come 12 o'clock at night to Tikkun. I used to come. I used to force this guy over here. I used to take him with me. I said, come. With him, one time. With him, I used to take other guys every Friday. Shovavim, fast. Tikkunim, ta'aniyot. Every Friday we used to go. No questions asked. Why? I was looking for spirituality. I was looking to be close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I was looking for Hashem.
He isn't alive?
He's still alive. He moved to Tzfat.
Oh, that's
He moved to Tzfat. Yeah, he moved to Tzfat. He's not here anymore. He moved.
I still got his coins.
He still got. Yeah, remember those coins? In Purim, remember he was throwing those coins. Rabbi Isai, if you want Hashem, Tamur Gabriel, taste and see Kitov Hashem. Hashem is good. How much I tell you guys, Rabbi Isai. Last week I said something big. I don't know if you guys realized it. You want to be a tzaddik? Tzaddik, 90 amens. 4 kedushas, 10 kadishes, 100 berachot. But let's say you can't be a tzaddik. At least have tzedakah. What's tzedakah? 90 amens, 4 kedushas, 5 chumshei Torah. Learn Torah that day, and 100 berachot. You can't make every minyan. At least learn Torah that day. We have a big problem in our days. What's our big problem? Everybody today has to be Rav Ovadia Yosef. You have to learn halakha and be Bet Yosef and tour and learn Gemara. What happened to that guy that used to learn Chok L'Yisrael? What happened to that guy that used to learn Yalkut Ma'amloes? What happened to that guy who used to learn Mishnah? What happened to those guys? Those guys used to be more Yerei Shamayim than us. That's the Satan making you crazy. The Pirkei Avot says, Hamakir et mekomo. A person has to know his place in life. You have to know your job. I'm going to tell you something crazy right now. I didn't even say the Hagdashot yet. I have to say the Hagdashot. They have to forgive me, the sponsors. But don't worry, they're in there. The Gemara says, a person who just learns Torah, Ashrav. He's blessed in life. All his life he learns Torah, Kol HaKavod Lo, Ashrav. Ashrei Yoshvei Veiseicha. Oh, the Hallelujah said. But a person who learns Torah and also works, Yegia kapecha kitochel, if you earn the food from your own Hands, ashrecha. You get the ashrei yoshrei, v'tov lach. It's also good for you. It's also good for you in this world. Do you know everybody over here standing in this place over here? You have ashrei and tov. You have two things in your life. You have it's a kedusha to have some. You know, Rabbi Yochanan Sandlar, Rabbi Yochanan, the Charusa Rabbi Akiva. Well, he was a Sandlar. Rabbi Eliezer Agadol, Rabbi Eliezer. He had farms. He had people working for it. He had. I mean, he inherited it, but still, he had a whole thing going on for him over there. Who else? Rav Huna was a winemaker. Rav Papa was a beer maker. But what's the pshat? This is what kids don't understand. And if they're hearing this, listen very carefully. You don't have to work 24/7. That's the mistake. All you need to do is to work. If you have a pipe, Hashem gives you the pipe. First, you need a pipe. What's your pipe? Your job. Oh, you're a feminist over here. your pipe is your job. Your avodah. What makes the pipe shine is your wife. I'll give you that one. But the pipe is your job. Is your avodah. But if you gonna work, you're supposed to make a certain amount of money. But you're working extra. What are you basically doing? You're just making another hole in the pipe. But it's the same pipe. It's the same water that's going to come out.
Anyways.
It's going to come out the same thing anyways. Ha-kovea itim latorah. You have to be kovea itim latorah, boy say. I remember, I never forget this. Who was with me over there? Were you with us over there? I think Michael was with us over there. Remember we went to Bnei Brak? Once upon a time, we went to see Rav Chaim Kanievsky.
Yeah.
You guys went on the show?
Me, my father, and Michael, we went. And we were there 12 o'clock. All the stores are closed. We want to buy a bottle of Coca-Cola. We're thirsty. All the stores are closed. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, for the love of God. Everything is closed. In Bnei Brak.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. But that's not the point of Bnei Brak. The point is, and guess what? Where is the beracha? Everybody over there has apartments. It's the most expensive, one of the most expensive cities in Israel. Between a house and another house in Bnei Brak, what do you have? A house. And everybody has their bracha. The Torah tichaye ba'alea. Now, we're in the weeks of Shovavim. I was learning, and I say this Shovavim, every Shovavim I say this. B'schut Miriam HaKoveset and the Baal Hatanya. The Baal Hatanya was the student of the Magid Memizrich. Remember we went to the Magid Memizrich? Remember in Ani Poli we went over there? The Magid Memizrich is the student of the Baal Shem Tov. I remember when we went to Ukraine in Hadich. First stop we went was Hadich. I never forget, out of all the Kvarim we went over there, the Baal Hatanya's kever, wow. It was like...
It was at night.
It was at night we went over there. It was like a million bombs were going on. It was such a hitorerut over there. If you go inside that place over there, mamash, you get a hitorerut. An awakening of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He died over there running away from Napoleon. What happened was, the big rabbis in Ukraine, the Talmidei Baal Shem Tov, they had a machlokes. Do we want Napoleon or we don't want Napoleon? Who's better, the Tsar of Russia or Napoleon?
Neither.
At that moment, who was better, the Tsar or Napoleon? What's the nafkamina? That's the kasha you're supposed to ask. Matomeri Napoleon. The Tsar was Republican, but he was against Judaism. Napoleon was a liberal, but he was pro-Judaism. What's better? To have somebody that's against all the to'evas, but he's against people being Jewish. Or to have somebody that's pro-openness. Shalom. I don't have to explain to you guys all the shtuyot.
Freedom.
Napoleon was the father of these things. But you want to be Jewish? Have a Sanhedrin. He had a Sanhedrin, by the way. Yeah, for sure. The head of his Sanhedrin, Rav David, I don't want to say, I think Oppenheim was his name, but don't quote me. Rav David something. He was a big Dol Hador. He was head of his Sanhedrin. Napoleon had a Sanhedrin.
Why
He wanted to build the Beis HaMikdash.
Napoleon.
Napoleon wanted to build. He was this short, like this,
Yeah.
5'4", something like that. He was very small. Head, mamash, like you can't even imagine. Who's better, Napoleon or the Tsar? The rabbis, the Admorim in Poland said, we want Napoleon. In Poland, we want Napoleon. We want to have freedom to be Jewish. The Baal Hatanya in Russia, he was under the Tsar. He said, I want the Tsar. I'd rather learn Torah through all Yisurim, but as long as I know that the Jewish people learning Torah. How did it say by Paro? Kasher ya'anu oto ken yirbeh v'chen yifroz. The more they punish them, the more they multitude. That's the more they multiply. That's what it says by the parasha. If Yosef HaTzadik's brothers didn't sell him, he would never have been king. Rabot machashavot belev ish. You think you're going to circumvent the dream, Hashem says. But it's exactly the fact that he told you the dream, you're going to make him king. You made him into the king. Paro said, oh, I see their Mashiach. He's going to be born, he's going to be drowned in the water. That day, he didn't know if he's going to be Egyptian. Why? He saw that he's Jewish. He also saw that he's Egyptian. He didn't understand that he's a Jew that's growing up in his house. He did it in his own house. Could you imagine everybody there at Sipsio? Over there, one good-looking, tanned. You know, Moshe Rabbeinu was a very handsome man. He was tall. He was strong. He knocked at the Egyptian with one. The pshat of the pasuk. That's the pshat of the pasuk. He knocked at the Egyptian with one smack. You know what kind of power that is? To knock at a Schwarza with one smack? He had to have been one serious. And by the way, Mashiach Tzidkenu has to be the same thing. Mashiach can't be a 5'4". He could be a big Talmid Chacham, but he has to have. A king must have all. It says in the Medrash, Moshe Rabbeinu was a melech. Yoshev al kiseh. He was a king that sat on the kiseh. Yoshua bin Nun, which one of the, if I'm not mistaken, one of the they gave for the shiur lischot Yoshua bin Nun. He was a melech. Yoshev al kiseh. When he said something, they were afraid of him. They did it. That's the power of the Yesod. A person has to be like this. When you have the power of the Yesod, you say something, and they do it. You want to be a boss? You got to keep the Yesod. If you keep the Yesod, you're going to be a successful boss. The Baal Hatanya was afraid of the Napoleon. He said, Jews can't handle liberalism. Jews can't handle freedom. If you give them a hand, they take the arm.
Well, that was the reason he was running for him.
That's why. And Napoleon, you see, the Russians, these guys they're kamikaze fighters. Also with, I don't want to say his name, the H guy, the one with the small. I said I didn't want to say his name. I said I don't want to say with a G, with an H. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything from his name. Schmittler, I like that. Schmittler saying like this. This is better. I don't want to hear his name. After that, I can't have kavanah and kriyat shema lamita. It's klipa. It's a klipa. Understand?
Just for the name?
When the Russians, first of all, I don't want to say his another name, the S word. You know him, the one who killed 50 million people? Shuri, yeah. When he was, first he made a deal with the other guy. You know that, right? Historically, they had a deal.
They divided whole Europe.
They divided Poland. You know Poland is huge, right? They divided Poland in half. The guy with the big mustache said, I'll take the east. He said, I'll take the west. Hashem made b'such chokhmah. For some reason, the small mustache guy attacked the Russian guy. That was the beginning of his end. He wasted so many soldiers. Now the Russians, they don't care. They will die. Just not to lose. Their pride is so strong, the Russians. They will die. Not in how many Russians died in World War II? Between 25 to 50 million. Just not to lose the war. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the suicide they went through? Therefore, but one thing is good about them. Today, Putin fined Google 100 million, I don't know, was it million or billion? I don't know, anybody knows? He fined them like an extraordinary amount of money. Why? Why you doing Levi commercials in Google? You know what Levi means? Rainbow. I don't want to say the word. He fined them in Russia. Google fruitcakes. You cannot. They cannot. In Russia, Google cannot show anything they want over there. He fined them. Big amount. They throw. Yeah, he doesn't care. And say he's a religious Jew. Say he has peot and a kippah. He doesn't have any of that. He's a religious man. He has ideology. That's why the Baal Hatanya said, I rather give him my support than give the other guy my support. You know what came out of Napoleon? Democrats. Napoleon was the father of democracy in America.
And he was a
Reform. He wasn't sure. He was religious compared to them. But he's the father of that. All the first klipot came out of where? France. France was the biggest klipot. Now I'm going to tell you some divrei Torah in the name of the Baal Hatanya Kadosh. One small thing. We're in the Shabavim right now, and we're going to end with this. Before we're going to end, our shiur is sponsored by the Lischot Shimono family for being constant supporters of Torah. Yisrael Ben Leah, Michal Bat Chana, Yosef Chaim, Avigail, Tamar, Elisha Chana, Sarivka, Bnei Michal, and also Nishmat Rena Bat Esther, I believe. And also our shiur is sponsored Lahatzlachat Yoshua Ben Mazal, Neria Ben Sveta, Shlomo Ben Adina, Moshe Ben Yela, Moshe Maizeh Ben Yela Sarai, Chazara B'Tshuva. Say Amen! Yocheved Ariela Bat Nela, Refuah Shlema Osnat Ben Miriam, and Menachem Ben Mazal, Mazal Ben Osnat, Esther Bat Mazal, Refuah Shlema Larissa Leah Bat Lida, and Frida Bat Lena Leah. Hashem Yishlach Lehem Refuah Shlema B'Torah Cholei Amo Yisrael. Chen Solomar. Amen. And Le'aslachat Yoshua Binun. Huh? I don't understand sign language, Jonam. I love you, but I'm not with you over here on this one. Anyways, Soda Kapara. I'm going to tell you guys a secret now. I learned when I was in his kever, this book was published on my birthday. The day I was born, this book was published.
The same year or no?
The same year, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Same.
Oh, that didn't happen?
Alright, so we're the same age. Me and this book are the same age. We could celebrate our birthday together. It says over here, what's one of the biggest things that stop religious Jews from serving Hashem? Bad thoughts. Why? Let's be honest, we're not in Mea Sha'arim. We go to the city. Who needs the city? You go to Austin Street. You have all the klipot over there. Forget about Austin Street. You walk in, sometimes in Main Street, you could have over there, Sisu B'Simchu B'Simcha Torah. So, anyways, he says over here, shh, Tzadikim Gdolim, when they have bad machshavot, Eliyahu, Hashem, they really don't need machshavot, Raot. They don't have any ta'ava for that. For them, machshavot, they don't. What does Hashem call a tzaddik in the book of Isaiah? Saris. You know what the saris? Saris means a guy who doesn't have he doesn't even have a breed. He has no ta'ava. He's nothing. So in the book of Isaiah, it says over there, to the sarisim, remember Shabbos. The Ariyah Kadosh, what does it mean? Ariyah Kadosh is telling Isaiah to tell the tzaddikim, at least be with your wives on Shabbos. If you don't have a taiva during the week, at least be on Shabbos. Have Yeladim Tzadikim. That was first Beis HaMikdash. Just to give you just some kind of, what were they? Today, we're their akavaim da akevaim. We're the heels of their heels. And by the way, in Shamayim, they're jealous of our generation because we will bring Mashiach. Not them. I love you. We will bring the Mashiach Tzidkenu. They will not bring it. They couldn't bring it. We will bring it.
We gotta flip it.
בטוח?
מה זה בטוח? אני הולך על זה. מה זה אני בטוח? But doesn't mean you gotta stop your life. You gotta work, you gotta bring kids, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's the problem. You know why? Today I was talking to a kid in my class. Mashiach is coming. I heard a shir of a rabbi, another 7 years, another Shemitah cycle. So I said to him, what do you want to do now? No, we got to talk about the Mashiach. I said, you want to bring Mashiach? Finish school, make some money, get married, and have kids. You're going to bring Mashiach. Stop living in clouds. Mashiach is going to come. All you got to do is be ready. You're going to pack your bags and go. You're ready for that? That's it. Don't worry about everything else. That's the Yeladim Shem Mishugaim Barosh.
We have to stay 2 weeks.
They got, if you have tarat, yes. If you have tarat. If you have, you gotta, I remember, can I tell you something crazy, Ephraim?
You must.
When I was in college, the year was, no, before that. It was an auspicious year, Tafshin Samech, 20 years ago.
What?
When you were in college? No.
When you got married?
Year 2000.
How could you?
2000.
Yeah, a little off.
10 years.
I was in a year in college when the rabbis were saying Mashiach was going to come. I think it was Tafshin Samech. I don't know. We say it was a very auspicious year.
10 years maybe, not more than that.
No.
How could
About 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Come on, you can't be more.
Oh, you guys, I don't look that old for you? You made me compliment over here. Michal,
20 years ago you were 11.
Just because you know my zeh doesn't mean you gotta spill the beans. Okay. Anyways, I was inside in college, and the rabbis were saying Mashiach was gonna come. You guys probably weren't even thinking about that. You had even no idea that what was going on. I'm a Mashiach hunter. I know all the news, all the everything before it comes. I'm looking for these things to either prove it or disprove it. But I have a book called, I'm going to say to you the name of the book, Mesharim Megid. This book was written by a guy, by a tzaddik called Rav Yosef Tzvi Bernfeld. He had a Magid. He lived in your time.
What's the Magid?
He had a Magid, like the Beit Yosef had a Magid.
Angel.
An angel speaking in Torah, he had a Magid.
It's like Ruach HaKodesh.
Like a very low level of Ruach HaKodesh, but it's Ruach HaKodesh.
Okay.
And in this book, it says over there, Mashiach was supposed to come in the year Tafshin Samech. We're Tafshin Pei Bet. 21 years ago, Mashiach was supposed to come. The Magid told them this. That year is Gematria Kanfen Nisharim, the wings of eagles, and it didn't come. I was listening to a shir of Meir Shmueli, the brother of Benayahu Shmueli. He said, I remember that year all the Mekubalim in Yerushalayim were buying new clothes for Mashiach Tzidkenu. They were ready, mamash. Mashiach was supposed to be Gadaev, because the Navi Zechariah says, Pitom Yavo, Pitom, the Mashiach is supposed to go, but Pitom Yud. It's supposed to come like that. You're not gonna, like how Yosef came out of the pit, so, boom, like he just came out. That's how Mashiach is supposed to come.
So
like
the signs means nothing, Kilo?
The signs already are being mitgaleh from 2,000 years ago. Every generation, the signs are mitgaleh. You understand? The signs don't mean nothing. He's supposed to come when the birurim are done. The sad thing is, Rav Salman Mutzafi, who was Rav Bentio Mutzafi's father, he's alive today. Rav Salman Mutzafi was the student of Rabbi Yehuda Hatanya, and his student was Rav Tzion Bracha, who came out with the yeshiva Lishem, which our yeshiva is named after him. Whenever our yeshiva, our shul goes through a tough time, I go to Israel, I daven by his kever, Lishem. He said, I don't care about dates, I don't care about nothing. Mashiach will come when he's supposed to come. I know Mashiach is going to come in the year 5,999, right? If the latest time, right before we say Achot Ktana, before the year 6,000 in Rosh Hashanah. Before that, I don't care about nothing. I will daven, I will do whatever I have to do. Before that, none of these dates matter. Salman Mutzafi used to say, Musafi. In Iraqi, Musafi. Yeah, we said that day, Pitom Yavo Adam. Before that, we said dates are dates. Kol HaKavod.
I like that.
That's what is. That means, one person who's thinking, I shouldn't buy a house over here. I shouldn't live my life. I shouldn't make a business. Live your life. Make a business. Pitom Yavo Adon. Just be ready. When the Adon comes, be ready to go. And don't worry, the prophet Isaiah says, Yeshaya Navi says, in the last Geula will be 50 times the first Geula. That means, when we left Mitzrayim, we left with gold and jewelry. Every human being could have built a Mishkan. He could have built his own mishkan. You know how expensive a mishkan was?
Just the kapor.
It was just the arona, just the menorah. Forget the kapor, just the menorah. Solid gold. Imagine how much that. Everyone could have built his own menorah. Everyone will have 50 times that amount. The Navi Isaiah says the goyim will take you on their shoulders. They say, "Come, let us take you to Yerushalayim."
Bitcoin makes sense.
You understand? So Bitcoin makes sense. You're saying right now.
Now
Now that we're saying that the numbers make sense. You're saying.
Get zingy.
So let's read a little bit of the Balatanya right now. Rabbi say. Balatanya says when a person has machshavot ra'ot. Why am I telling you this? Back in the day, I thought Mashiach was gonna come, and every day we're supposed to leave Mashiach. That's our problem. We shouldn't think Mashiach is gonna come now. He's not gonna come later on. Pitom yavo adon. It's not our problem to know when he's gonna come, how he's gonna come. We do our avodah in this world. We do our avodah. When exactly, Eliyahu, when the avodah will be done, when the rapach nitzotzot, when the 288 sparks will be done, then he's gonna come. How it's gonna be done? Getting married and having children.
Lots of them.
That's it.
A lot of success.
Only this.
All the manufacturer of the birth pool control, they hold back Mashiach. According to what you're saying.
Technically,
It's the pharmacist that
the
holds
farm.
Eliyahu.
That's it. You got it.
It says over here that the Balatanya, the מאוד חשוב. The Balatanya says over here. It says over here. The moment שבן אדם מבקש מחילת חטא ועוון מאת הקדוש ברוך הוא, חייב הקדוש ברוך הוא למחול לו. The moment you ask Hashem for forgiveness, at that moment, Ephraim, Hashem forgives you. There's no suffix, says the Balatanya. There's no suffix. There's no question. The moment you say, Slach lanu avinu ki chatanu, mechol lanu malkenu ki fashanu, ki ekel tov v'salach ada baruch ata Hashem, hanun hamarbe lisloa, at that moment Hashem forgives you. The infinite, Ha'en Sof Baruch Hu, has no problem for forgiving any avera. Elama, to reveal HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a person must go through Yisurim. So through suffering. The Gemara says a person puts his hands inside his pocket. Instead of taking it out, he wants a quarter. He takes out a dime. That's Yisurim. Person stubbed his toe. That's big Yisurim.
hurts like a
Your kids leave the small toys on the floor and you step on it. Wow, that's not Yisurim. That's emotional Yisurim over there. It's a Yisurim. But the smart guy says the Shem Yehu Kushav Rosh Shchinte. Ze Yisurim Mechaprim Avon. He has to know Gamzu Letova. If you live in 108th Street, it's easier. Why? 108 is Gematria Gamzu Letova. And also that Mechaper Gehenom. Ze Mechaper Gehenom. When everything over there has to be Gamzu Letova. However, we live over here in Main Street. Main Street, it's Rashet Tevot Man, Mayin Nukuvin. We're over here, we're bringing up the tefillot in the Torah over here. By the way, Mekubalim, before a person moves to a street, a new thing, they always check the number of the street. They check the address. Why? The numbers play a difference.
So 78th Avenue.
78th Avenue is an avenue with a lot of blessing. Yeah. Why 78? There's a Havaya over there. There's a Havayot. Why? Yeah, over there, 3 Havaya. Havaya, 26 plus 26 is how much? 52. And then how much another? 62, 72, and plus another 6, 78. 3 times Havaya is 78. Yosef is 6 times Havaya. 3 Chasadim and 3 Givurot. But the 3 Chasadim is 78. You understand? In the number 78 is Chashmal. What's a Chashmal? Chashmal, 378. Your clothes are called Chashmal, by the way. Your clothes, the Ben Ish Chai has a tefillah. L'shem Yechud Kodshav L'Rosh Shchinteh Hareini Ba Lilvosh Levush Sehu Be'en Chashmal. Your clothes are a Chashmal. That's why the Ben Ish Chai says don't ever wear tight clothes. If you wear tight clothes, you're ruining your chashmal.
What's chashmal?
Chashma is a special aura makif that you have on top of you. It's your special aura. It ruins your no. It's not. He's good over there. He's good. Yeah, he's good. He has a lot of. If you wear tight clothes, also the Rav Nachum of Breslov says this. By the way, in the Gutei Mora, I remember learning this. Tight clothing ruin your chashma.
So Sipsios are doing it right?
Sipsio, no, they're doing it wrong. I think.
No, they're very bad.
It's tight, but it's low. Yeah, it's low, exactly. They're trying to go around it. They're trying to go around, but they're not gonna make it. I'm never gonna forget. I was going to school, and I got into a bus, and the bus driver told me, "How come they're always looking that they're going to the bathroom over there?" I said, "I don't know. You ask them. I have no idea over here." Never forget that. He's a Trump supporter. He was a Trump supporter. So, anyways, the Balatanya says, a person who has bad machshavot from Hashem Yidbach, he doesn't want them, but it comes to him. He needs three things. Hachna'a, havdala, hamtaka. Chueta, when the bad machshava comes to you, it's really because Hashem wants you to fix it. And that bad machshava, yes, Gabriel, inside bad machshava is an itzotz kedusha. You have to break it, rip it open, and take out the good spark. It's called hachna'a, havdala, hamtaka. Balatanya gives us a chidush. Nobody in our generation is in that level.
To get bad machshavot?
Yes.
Because
to fix them.
To fix them.
To fix them.
What's the point?
You know why you get bad machshavot? You know why you get machshavot?
Because of the food.
Because of the food that you eat.
Spicy.
That's why it says watch what you eat.
Watch what you eat. Our level of our generation, and it's worth it to come to the shul, just listen to the sentence. We could fix all of our ta'avot from our ochel. Everything comes from our ochel, and I say this, I may say this a million times in my shiurim. All of our ta'avot is from our ochel. The Balatanya says this in Igeret Teshuva. Listen to me very carefully. When a person watches his diet, his machshava is on another level. That's why the Balatanya says when the bad machshavot come to you, don't feel bad. Why? You caused them to happen to you. You did it to yourself. What's the secret? Don't eat before you go to sleep. Don't eat food that heat up your body. The Kohen Gadol, before he used to go to the Kodesh HaKodashim, they wouldn't feed him eggs, cheese, red wine. No, white wine they wouldn't give him. White wine. Any food, those specific ones, but they wouldn't give him any food that would heat up his body. Why? Because you have no control over that. Once you put it inside your body, you can't control it. That's why Shabbat, Rabbi Isa, Shabbat is supposed to be our most special day. But it happens to be Shabbat turns into our what? L'chaim. You know what the problem is? We stuff ourselves too much on Shabbat.
Oh, what do you want?
That's not a mitzvah. That's not Onik Shabbat. Hello, it's not Onik Shabbat.
But it's just funny.
Yeah. Shabbat is supposed to be a very spiritual time for you. But some people, their tikkun is on a Sunday. If you stuff yourself too much Saturday night, so that Shalishit Marav Malka, then your whole Sunday goes too. And if your Sunday goes wrong, your whole week goes wrong.
Amen.
So therefore, a person. By the way, the whole Gabriel could attest to this, right? How much he makes puts an exclamation point on a person's diet. A person's food should be b'kedusha v'ta'ara. Unfortunately, in our generation, we have a lot of shtuyot that goes inside our body. A lot of shtuyot. When a person eats correctly, by the way, the Ramban, Nachmanides, how many years before Balatanya he is? 500 years, 600 years, Nachmanides? He writes over there, a person wants to have good kids, before he's with his wife, don't eat. It's in his book, Igeret HaKodesh. Don't eat food. Before you're with your wife, don't eat food. Don't eat your food. Go in there, what galodni? What's galodni? What? Galodni? I know a woman and her husband, look at me, Ariel, I know a woman and her husband, 20 years older than you, that they fasted for 3 days straight in the summer. I know.
Why, to fast before you have kids, Kiro?
Forget about kids. I'm just letting you know the power of the goof. If you think your goof doesn't have koach, you're making a mistake. Your goof has a lot of koach. We're lazy. For a 12-hour fast that I give you guys on a Friday, I have to beg you guys to come. for Shavavim. Beg you guys. And I'm afraid to call you guys. Al tagid li lo. 12 hours. What's 12 hours? It's a joke. 24 hours. That's something. 48 hours. That's already bekoach dikdusha.
It's not even 12.
The Baba Sali HaKadosh. It's not even 12, but 12 b'sha'ot zmaniyot. The Baba Sali HaKadosh used to fast 6 days straight.
Oh.
And then you're gonna ask me a question: how he gave brachot? How you think he gave brachot? The man was a walking angel.
Fast 6 days.
6 days straight, and every day he used to dip in an ice mikveh.
Yeah, straight.
Well,
From
Ice mikveh.
from small age he did it.
what was the name? The breast
From small age, his
From
brother
small
stopped
age.
him, right? He was like,
Rabbi David Abu Hatzira. Hashem yinkom et damo. Do you understand? No par drugom.
After 3 days, you
No, yeah, but the Chachamim say it's a mistake to think that in our generation we don't have that power. You have that power.
We don't want to do it.
We don't want it. We're lazy. You understand? We have that koach. We're in Shavavim right now. We're in Shavavim right now. The least I could ask from you guys to make tikkunim, you don't need Misha Berachs v'chule. Yes, it's good stuff, all that stuff. You guys have that power to do that for yourself. Read Tehillim every day. Take upon yourself Shtayim Mikra v'achad Targum. Ele Shemot va'era el Hashem Shemirat Einayim. Parashat Bo el Paro. What's Bo? Abba. Be an Abba inside the house. B'shalach Paro Kiryat Yamsuf. All these things you could be at home. I'm going to tell you a small story and we're done with this. The Rashash's student was the Torah Chacham. Rav Chaim de la Rosa. Rav Chaim de la Rosa, Zichotei Aleinu, Amen.
Amen.
His book is so strong, the Torah Chacham, we don't even learn it. It's so mepulpal.
Deep.
Deep. Very deep. Very deep. Torah Chacham. We learn it, but we don't paskin. The Torah Chacham, he had a son-in-law that died at a young age. Son-in-law and a grandson that died at a very young age. From a machala. During the machala, Rav Chaim de la Rosa was crying. After he died, in the shiva. He was crying. And they asked him, Rav Chaim, why are you crying? He said, why you think I'm crying? Because I lost my grandson? He said, I'm not crying because of that. I'm crying because when my grandson, when his parents used to go out to work, my grandson needed somebody to change his diapers. And he was a Gedol Hador. He was the student of the main student of Rashash. I used to watch my grandson at home and change his Gedolim. When he used to do Chutz Mikvotchem. You guys know what I mean. The mitzvah that I'm going to miss right now of the chesed to change my grandson's titulim, his diapers, chutz mikvotchem, I'm crying because of that. I won't have chesed. You know who's Rav Chaim de la Rosa? Him, the Rashash, the Chida could have brought Mashiach together. They wanted to. It's a famous story. I'm not going to tell you this right now. That's what he was crying for. How many chesed opportunities we have at home. We have a problem with this generation. We think everything is bitul Torah. We talk to our friend, give him an up-me, to pick him up is bitul Torah. We learn Chok L'Yisrael, it's bitul Torah. Daf Yomi is bitul Torah. Mishnah Yomi is bitul Torah. Everything is bitul Torah today. Going to work is bitul Torah. What bitul Torah? What are you talking about? Where did our parents come from? Where did our grandparents come from? What do you think they got the Yirat Shamayim from? From going out there in the world. We have to learn from the old generation. Sha'al avicha v'yagetcha zekenecha v'yomeru lach. Ask your elders, ask your grandparents. They will tell you who you are. מהקדוש ברוך הוא מזכה אותנו בזכות הבעל התניא הקדוש, מרים הכובסת, בזכות אליעזר בן ילה שרה, השם יתברך, מהי העברת זכויות בעזרת השם, בזכות everybody over here, מי יביא זוכה לברכה, והצלחה, ישועות גדולות, פרנסה טובה, שפע טוב, זיווג הגון. May the people who need to get married, may they stay married. כן יהיה צומן אומר, אמן.